A new smart city is taking shape.
My country people, fellow South Africans, the President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, has been quiet for a while. He's been missing in action. And now he comes back with news. Guess what? Listen to this. And you need to ask yourself, what's up with all this smart everything, smart IDs, smart driver's license? Now the smart city apparently is finally here. Let's listen to this.
A new smart city is taking shape in Gauteng, in Lanseria, which will have 350,000 to 500,000 people who will call that place home in the next decade. Now, this process is being led by the Investment and Infrastructure Office in the Presidency alongside the provincial governments of Gauteng and Northwest, working together with the cities of Johannesburg, Tshwane and Madibeng. This is a real city that is rising from the ground and going up. Now, working with development finance institutions, we have put together an innovative process that will fund the bulk sewage, electricity, water, digital infrastructure and roads that will be the foundation of this new city. It will not only be smart and 5G ready, but will be a leading benchmark for green infrastructure continentally and internationally as well. I have news for you.
5G, smart city, green infrastructure. We need to wake up. When I said to you guys we are at war, then there's no neutral ground. These are the things I'm talking about. You need to understand that there's an agenda. We are up against a system, a globalist agenda. Now the question is, what would the qualifying criteria be in order for you to stay in the smart city? And what was the whole essence? I would say deliberate, because our cities has been deliberately destroyed for one reason or the other. Now, I guess this is the solution. And I will say deliberate because so much could have been done to prevent what our cities turned out to be. We're talking the city of Joburg, we're talking Pretoria, we're talking many other cities in the country, South Africa. Deliberate destruction of those cities. We are here now, and they are moving without fear, without favor. Now let's go back to qualifying criteria, of course, to stay there. Let's ask questions like, who is going to be working on the construction sites? Because we've seen over and over that South Africans are even overlooked when it comes to things like this. How will so many unemployed South Africans qualify to stay in those cities? What will be the qualifying criteria? How are the smart cities really going to change the lives of millions of ordinary South Africans that voted for change? Unemployment, depression, substance and alcohol abuse, void of hope, void of purpose, homelessness, poverty level on another level. And we are here prioritizing smart cities, smart ID cards, smart ID. This is a system that is running right under our nose. And clearly, our best interests are not part and parcel of this play. I'm just here to say to you guys, please let's catch a wake up. Let's wake up and understand where we are at. If there's anything from me, I will say, let's continue to pray to protect the soul of South Africa. May God continue to protect you against wicked and unreasonable men wicked and reasonable spirits, against the wicked plan of the evil ones. And may God bless South Africa. I love you, Mzansi. I believe in your future. Your future is bright. May God bless you. Shalom, shalom. Mother of the nation, Queen Lebum Kise. These two shall pass. Ngeke basikhone. Ngeke.
Do you guys remember in May of last year when Donald Trump announced that he was going to be bringing in white South Africans as refugees? Because he loudly claimed in front of South Africa's president and his white cabinet members that white people in South Africa were being genocided. In case you don't remember, here is a short clip of somebody in Trump's administration welcoming the South Africans, the white South Africans, and saying that they have good seeds which will grow in the United States.
Over the years, and I am sure that you will be successful. It's, as you know, a lot of you, I think, are farmers, right? When you have quality seeds, you can put them in foreign soil and they will blossom, they will bloom. And we are excited to welcome you here to our country where we think you will bloom, and we will hopefully allow you to have fulfilling lives for your children, and then we will bloom and we will benefit alongside you. So thank you very much for coming.
It's really unnerving to hear MAGA men talk about the seeds of growth or whatever he was babbling about. But yeah, anyway, white South Africans were like the only group that Donald Trump wanted to allow to legally come to the United States. And apparently, they're all leaving. Thousands of white South Africans repatriate as U.S. safety fears grow. Thousands of white South Africans are returning home after years abroad, reversing a long-standing trend of immigration. Many are reclaiming citizenship through a government portal launched after the repeal of a 1995 law that had stripped citizenship from some expatriates. Part of the migration story is shaped by the United States. The Trump administration launched a program offering refuge to white South Africans, particularly Afrikaners, citing concerns over crime and alleged persecution, claims that South African authorities deny. While some took advantage of the U.S. program, growing worries about mass shootings, immigration enforcement, and political instability in the U.S. have prompted many to reconsider and return home. Improvements in infrastructure like the near end of daily power outages and enhanced private security have boosted confidence among those moving back. Analysts say the trend reflects both practical and economic considerations. Remote work has made it easier for professionals to live in South Africa while keeping jobs abroad. Many see South Africa as offering a safer, more affordable, and more stable environment than some countries they have lived in, including the United States. So obviously Donald Trump is not to blame for mass shootings or the healthcare issues of the United States. He's not solely to blame. But the U.S. has some serious systemic issues, and anybody coming here as a refugee from a relatively safe country like South Africa will quickly realize, like, oh, I've made a terrible mistake. Reuters did a whole article on this too, and here's a clip from Reuters talking about people that have lived in the U.S. for decades and who decided, yeah, screw this, I'm moving back to South Africa.
Naomi Sapphire was born in South Africa and lived for 2 decades in the United States. She came back home for a holiday and realized how much she missed this place.
You cannot dictate what makes your heart happy. So you leave and then you come back because ultimately this is home.
Last year, Sapphire left North Carolina for a seaside town in South Africa's Western Cape. Now, she says her 3 children spend more time outdoors, health insurance is affordable, and she prefers the schools. She's among thousands of white South Africans coming back from abroad, despite U.S. President Donald Trump's statements that South Africa's white minority is being persecuted by the country's black majority government.
Terrible things are happening in South Africa.
The Trump administration is ramping up its new refugee program for white South Africans, focusing on Afrikaners, the descendants of Dutch settlers, such as Sapphire and her family. About 3,500 South Africans have entered the United States as refugees since the program started in May 2025. Pretoria says there is no evidence of discrimination or persecution against whites. Many white South Africans and Afrikaners have welcomed Trump's support, but insisted they nevertheless want to remain in their country. And others who left decades ago are now returning. Anton van Heerden is an employment agent who has been trying to help returnees keep their jobs abroad by shifting to remote work. He said inquiries from white South Africans seeking to return had jumped 70% in the past 6 months.
We have also asked these people why they're coming back, and we got a lot of different reasons. The obvious ones would be weather, family, friends, the vibe in South Africa, but also things like costs of living and living standards are considered to be very high in South Africa.
For Naomi and her husband, Danny, they're happy with their choice.
Some of the metrics that we use to decide like whether or not this is our permanent place is education, cost of living, how much we're enjoying the place. And so far, that's ticking all the boxes.
Yeah, the only immigrants that Trump wants are white people from countries that have universal health care and better schools, and they're relatively safer than the United States. But none of those people want to be here for obvious reasons. It's just another hilarious saga in Trump's failures. Like, he genuinely thought that South Africans were going to be, like, clamoring over each other to get to the United States. Hilarious and stupid.